9:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4/3 of 2016. And we're going to share with you this very moment of where the bull and the bear have made their extreme moves. One of the things I want to be very clear about this NASDAQ composite is that it didn't clear that 200-day moving average until 3 days ago last week. And that 200 days, a green line sloping down. The baseline is a 100-day simple moving average, and that too is not going up or flattening out yet, and it still has a descending value. The blue line and the red line, the 10 and the 20, have been rising throughout this movement that we've had. So here, let's just take a look at where the gap down started on the first trading day of January. We went parabolically down. We put a bottom here, including that wick. We popped up, held that resistance. We came back on the NASDAQ and made a lower low. And that in calendar 2016, for the first part of the 90-day trading, is that we had what we call a daily sell signals on the NASDAQ composite. We're going to come up here right below 5,000 is going to be a wall of resistance. And that I am also calling for a short-term overbought %DS on the NASDAQ composite. I'm going to draw a couple of trend lines that are very important way up here at the highs. This particular one right here is going to be the first major wall of resistance. And one of the things that we want to be very clear about is the following, and you need to listen. Back in 2015, we told everyone in December of 2015 that we were in a super bubble and that this would go through 2015 and 16, and that the analysis is done right here long before the market ever moved. And we clearly see one thing that's in common. We were extremely accurate. And understanding 32 years of experience going back over here is that, yes, we are in 2016. And yes, that bear move started in 2016, and the bull came right back up. And we did. And so when I blow up these trend lines for everybody, is you need to understand one thing about this NASDAQ composite. It has all the high beta stocks in there, and you can clearly see right here with that trend line where it got hacked. That's going to be that resistance level. Now, having said that, we're going to go back over here, and we're going to create another trend line. And that trend line is going to come, excuse me, let me delete that one. It's going to come in right here. That's that resistance area that the NASDAQ is going to have to deal with. And the 200-day simple moving average on the NASDAQ composite is 48.61. And we cleared that last week. And so basically, the bull has the upper end of this trading range right now. However, there's going to be a major contraction, and we know it. And we're telling everybody that we're going into the earnings season, and before the fact, earnings start on Monday, and they start on 4/4/2016. Earnings season is going to have a contraction. Back when we had the January of 2016 earnings, we said they were going to be weak. And what I'm telling everybody right now as we go into this earnings season, right now, there's going to be a contraction in the earnings season. And that publicly traded companies are going to have to come out with their warnings and what they look like. And we trade after hours. TurboOptionTrading.com will be released. And they're going to be what we call all of the option trades will be done there. And we're going to be doing all of the options trading in April of 2016. We are going to cover daily and weekly and monthly option expirations that will have the complete reading of those numbers that we're going to be waiting for. So there's only one last thing I got to show to you. I have a weekly chart on the NASDAQ Composite. Now, one of the things that I want to show on this particular unit is that this white line right here is what we call a 50-week simple moving average, and that common denominator is 4893.2. And this is that white baseline, and it's hitting resistance. Now, slightly below it is that red line. So let me just pull this part of it up right now. The 20-week simple moving average is right here at this last prior week low. The baseline is also a 100-week simple moving average, and that when the bear went straight down, they broke all of these weekly moving averages, and they did. And with this particular bull rally that we are in currently for the bull side versus the bear, is there's a lot of, listen, that 50 week is going to be key. The 100 week and the 10 week are down here. The wall of resistances for calendar 2015 is that I'm going to show the top that we had predicted and called, and that is this particular trend line that for several weeks could not break above their resistance levels. And I'm going to draw a trend line right here. It's going to go right here at the top of this weekly move up to that resistance. Now, having said that, there's another trend line that has to be addressed. And we're going to go down here, though, to the bottom of this particular weekly move, which was on 10/18 of 2015 on the NASDAQ Composite. Now, having said that, if you are doing your due diligence, you will know that we've already given out the high frequency algorithms, ultra high frequency trading platform. You got to know one thing. We own our platform. We don't get it from someone else, and it's a full-fledged trading application. Now, after saying that on the NASDAQ Composite, I'm going to go back over here to home. I'm going to go back over to where it says trading. And here you go, turbo option trading right there. And this was updated today on the S&P 500. And so was the Dow, and we're doing the NASDAQ. Now, when it comes to option trading, you need to understand one thing. We own turbooptionexchange.com, and we do. And that is a new exchange that we own it. We're setting it up just like you have a NASDAQ or an NYSE or the Amex exchange and options exchanges and whatnot. Well, we own our own. That means that you buy a seat, and when you buy a seat, you're in for the year. Or we could do a 90-day, you can buy a seat. And we'll be giving out those costs, and we are going to be the one we have our own prints, and we're going to be dispatching those entries and exits that come from our option exchange. Those are our prints. Those are proprietary. We own the exchange. It's one of the biggest and greatest moves that we're making is launching the turbooptionexchange.com. No one owns an exchange like we do. And it's our option exchange platform that does everything for us, for you, why you should be here. And one of the greatest things ever is how accurate it will be. So we look forward that you do get that new setup. That's going to be the biggest thing that we're launching in calendar 2016. That means that all of the option trading will go under turbooptionexchange.com, and that we want you to understand one thing. Under the option order execution system, We have especially liquidity seeking algorithmic strategies. And when you click on that in the site, you're going to go to high frequency. All of this is going to be applied in the option market on the NASDAQ 100 and the rest of the exchanges. And that the algorithmic part of Turbo Option Exchange and TurboOptionTrading.com is that you're going to get the setups right here. And you're going to understand that the public does not have this execution system. And only the Turbo Option Exchange and the Turbo Option Trading and freeoptiontrading.com. You're going to want to get a seat. You're going to get the orders that will go out and the orders to sell. And we hope to see you in the near future, in the next couple of months, that you're going to have your exchange that you can buy a seat. How nice that is. One of the things that we also want to talk about under the services tab is the HFT trading courses, the trading school, and live trading room, where that you can attend, and you can. So everything that we're doing for 2016 and all of the analysis, it's all here for you. We are the biggest. There's no one bigger than us on in the financial services industry on YouTube. So stay tuned. Now, watch what I'm going to do. I'm drawing that weekly trend line right there. And I want you to understand that this is where the big weekly drop right here. That's his trend line of resistance. This is where the weekly sell signals were. And you're coming up above resistance of that 100 week, which is at 47.50. That 20 week is exactly at 47.68. All right, stay tuned. We're at a major resistance level for the bull. And these trend lines go back over to 2015. And here's how January of 2016 started. And there was over 2 point. Here's what I'm going to show so you guys understand. And here's what I'm going to do. From that bottom and how we started out 2016, and we'll let Mr. Plain know this, is that the market has lost $2.7 trillion in this move of 216, and it took out all of the stops and all of the bearishness was at the bottom, and here is that bull run. And right now on the NASDAQ composite, these are key moving averages, my friends. And what's the thing? I'm going to clear it. There, I cleared it. And there it is. Top of that weekly bar. And here's the 50 week and the 40 week, the 20 week and the 100 week. This next downsize move was even going to be greater in value, and that the earnings season starts on 4/4 of 216. You better be there because the market's going to be wide open in that options. And options, trading options have changed. And that the key investors and even the big money, they're going to struggle with the new pricing components that are happening. But on TurboOptionExchange.com, you'll love it. NASDAQ composite, bullish move above the 50 weeks.